commercial. Some people are like, how do you land commercial? How do you talk to commercial? Well, you got to start doing it to really feel what you need, the ins and outs of everything, how to talk to your clients, what to tell your clients. We're just walking around another building that we're quoting, which is smack bang here. So we're quoting houses over there, the units over there, and then the back here. So all we're doing is walking around, checking the logistics. This one has got a stone wall up the back side, so we can have 2 platform ladders to jump over into each yard. We can run the hoses down the side of each property. So logistics in this one, pretty easy. Water supply, well, there's water everywhere. So it's the things you got to work out when you're quoting these. Where's your water supply? Have I got enough hose to get there? Have I got all the access tools to get into the balconies, to get up onto the balconies? Can you even do the job with the equipment that you have? Do you need to upgrade to an 8 gallon, to a 4 gallon? And there's a cat. Hey, puss puss. You're very friendly. Hey, very friendly. I like that one. So we have, obviously, by the look of it, they've done all new decking because they've got splash stains underneath that rail in there. So there's stuff to wash. These look like they've been painted not long ago. So it's probably just going to be a really quick wash. Yeah, these look like they've been painted not long ago at all. So this is probably just an annual clean. Up in the top there. So I'll just ring the double check again that I got the right area, because there's, I think it's 8 to 10 body corporates just in this one area, because you got all these buildings across here, which is the one section that I'm doing. So we're doing everything in this street. Right at the end of that street is another body corp section. And then I'm doing all these ones down through there, all the way down there. So they are quite large. These are the problems that they incur. Like, I don't charge for this when I do the jobs. I'll get up there because I've got to get up there anyway to wash the walls. I just blast out the gutters and clean up all this because obviously no one's doing it. And you'll find that in body corporates at this size, it's too much hassle to get a quote for somebody to do something. And it's too much hassle for everybody because there's probably not enough committee members, there's not enough people in the body corporate. So if you're that guy that can clean out the gutters while you're doing a building wash, you can charge an extra $20 per unit just to do that. Like, and they're what, just 30, 40 in the section, extra $1,000 just to pull out a few trees and a few gardens. Because there's not going to be a lot. It's this place over here. So you got that there, little fern growing there. That's been growing there for quite a while. That's not something that happens overnight, but as you can see, the painters have come through probably last year and painted all this, and that's why they're getting a wash down a year later, because they're on a maintenance program for the next 7 years, where every year they'll wash these buildings down. So if I give them a price now, that'll be my price for the next 7 years. We can bump it up a little bit, but when I'm washing a building that's only a year old, or it's only been painted in a year, it's not getting mold, it's pretty cheap. And cheap with numbers. It's easy to do it, easy to get access into these. This one here is a block of 3. So you can go up through the middle and get the majority of that. And then what you can do is there's a gate here. So you can go through the back here, holy dooly. And prime example why you need to be. See, this is the difference between me and another pressure washer. I'll come in and I'll tell the body corporate, oh, you got trees and stuff all through your gutters. And I'll say, I'll take care of that while I'm doing the washing. It'll be an extra $60 while I'm here per unit. I'll collect an extra $2,000-3,000 for the block. And then I'm not pulling out garbage right around the whole complex. I'm just doing 1 or 2 where there's problem areas. Because I guarantee I'll walk around the backside of these gutters and there's nothing there. A lot of them there is nothing there. It's just those ones there. They've let block up the drain and then the water's backed up and then they've got plants growing everywhere. So I've got to go find the sun wherever he's at. But once again, you got a block of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is a block of 6. There's no pathways, but in the middle of these blocks are gates. So there's a gate there to get out the back, which means with a gate in between the blocks means it's quite easy to get in and out of the backs quite quick. No fence hopping, so that's a plus. All you're doing is dragging a hose out the back, pretty much park the truck at the end and just keep driving it all the way, hook up your water at the end and then hook your water up to the front. So it's pretty quick, pretty easy. As you can tell, they've only been painted a year ago because the paintwork's way too good for something that's been a couple of years down the track. It's just because I know the connections in these areas. I know what happens. I know the schedules. I know the program. You know, they'll paint it 1 year. These are strata body corporates. So they'll get painted every 8 years. They'll get washed down for this next 7 years. Then they'll get painted. Then they'll get washed for the next 7 years. And the back side is pretty easy. There's a community tap just in that garden just right there. There's a tap in the garden. But once again, the main problem with these is gutter fascia and the gutters. As you can see, that body corporate there. So I've just washed that one 2 months ago. We quoted to do the roofs on that section as well. So those roofs are pretty bad. These ones here are a bit cleaner because these were built later, but there's a community tap there. A back gate access as well, so I could park the truck on the side here and just run through the backs, run through the front. So that's nice and easy. These are the hard ones because that there is a block of 8 and I'm gonna have to come down this wall, pop into the backyards, but it's a nice little fence that I can just put some platform ladders, get in the back quite easy. But once again, it's going to be this block on the side here is going to be the hardest block. We're going to have to jump over fences. We're going to need multiple ladders because you can get out the side here, but you're backing onto a highway there and there's a fence all the way down that end. So it's on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. So you got to realize, like, to do a commercial job like this, I'm going to need like 5 platform ladders, especially with these body corporates to jump over the backyards to get into where you need to get. There's no way around it. That's the only way to get into the backyards. I definitely don't want to be dragging hoses through houses. That's just a no-no for me. I'd rather jump a fence. And I'm going to charge accordingly because I've got to jump a fence. It's not my fault that they didn't put gates all the way across the back so I could just walk from one end to the other end. It's not my responsibility, but if I've got to jump fences, I just charge for that service as well. This one here is pretty good. We finished that block and then we got a block of 5, but then we got a gate in the middle So block of 5, we can get in, we can spray 2 yards from the one backyard, and then we can move to the other one. So we have to jump 1 yard to get in. And this one is a block of 2, and that one is a block of 3. So just got to work out what you're doing. I normally charge per unit, and then I'll just multiply it by the number of units, make it easier. You know, you can go in and measure up and price them, and yeah, that one's $250 and that one's $300, and this one, because it's a single unit, well, this one here is a single unit, you might, oh, that's $330. I just charge per unit, especially when they're a maintenance wash down and not like a complete wash down. So your price reflects on what you're doing as well. So you just got to remember that. But this is nice and easy work, but just sort of walk you around, talk you through what I go for on a daily thing. These are just networking places, hitting up companies that do this type of stuff day in, day out. So networking with other contractors, always networking, always talking to other contractors, grabbing business cards. Like I was just down the road, whoop. So yeah, I'm not gonna give too much, but there, yeah, he's got some, he gave me some magnets. He had a really, young fella, probably around 21 or something, 22. Young fella, just looks like he actually got his license. So he's in doing some basic plumbing work and all that type of stuff. But he had over 100 Google reviews. His truck looked nice. It was all shiny. That's probably because it was new. But he was doing all the right signals to get more and more work. You know, he needs more experience. But he's only tackling a market that he doesn't need too much experience. He's always going to have a ton of work. But always network with him, because then he probably goes to a lot of customers' house. I know I go to a lot of customers' house, like, oh, do you know somebody that'll do my gutters? No, I don't. Now I do. So then I work with him, and then he gets recommended to my customers. Then I build his business, he builds my business. And the more you get of that, the more business you're going to get. You're like, just entering on year 3 now, going into year 4. At the end of this month, we go into year 4, and business is just boom. It's just pushing up every year because I'm always networking, always talking to other people. But thanks. We're gonna go smash out another roof before we finish the day, and then go home. Catch us.